Welcome to This Damn Industry. I'm Chris. This is Rick.
Hi.
And of course, our sound engineer, Mike. So, you guys suck. Oh, wait, no, fuck. Okay, so last week, we did people moving shit around. The DMV. Actually, hold on a second. Let me get really quick
People
on the
moving
DMV.
shit around.
People moving shit around.
What is it with people with just grabbing stuff and taking it for themselves and not asking, just grabbing and taking, assuming it's all good? Just ask somebody. Just use the words that you were taught, form a sentence in question form. May I, can I, is it okay if, and then go forward.
Thank you, Rick.
You're
for
probably
all
going to
the
get
adjectives.
exactly what it is you want.
Perhaps, or they might tell you no, but at least they don't have to tell you no after you've already moved the table
Right?
or the chairs
yeah,
or whatever.
You know, I'm down with the whole, like, you know, easier to ask for forgiveness and do what the hell I want. But, you know, maybe not in public so much. Maybe not in just, you know.
I could see that being a bad idea. Yeah.
You know, yeah.
Why are we talking like this?
I don't know, you know. I was watching Curb the Enthusiasm the other day, so I got a little Larry David in me.
Fair enough.
Today,
Fair enough. Okay, well, you know, I guess everybody could use a little bit of Larry David in
pretty-
them if that's
pretty
how
good.
they so choose to. That's what they choose to have in them. I prefer Larry David stays as far away from me as possible.
You're not a fan?
I'm a fan.
Oh, what's the matter
I just
with
don't want him in me.
Oh, wow. Your phraseology of that is just wrong. No.
Is phraseology even a
Your
word?
suggestion that I want Larry David in me.
Hey, that's what you said. Those are your
No.
words. Those are not my words.
I said I got a little Larry David in me because I was watching the show.
Oh, so now you're saying you already got it.
No,
Now I'm just messing with you.
He's so not my type.
So you were talking earlier about it's not just about people moving shit around. I know we were talking about this last week, but you're talking about
that's
people
part of it.
actually
Of course it's
moving
part of
shit
it.
around on the bar, like touching shit at the bar, which is almost the same issue.
It's walking in and trying to give yourself the princess treatment without just asking somebody something. For God's sakes.
I know,
don't
for
care
fuck's
where you
sake.
are.
I'll give you the princess treatment if you come in.
Ask.
You got to pay
Just
me
ask.
for it.
Just ask.
Just ask.
Just walk in and say, hey, I'd like one of these. Bring in some of those. It's the same McDonald's, man. Everything that's just sitting there, you just don't grab and take shit.
Well, yeah, but even at McDonald's, you don't reach across the counter and grab fruit.
You wouldn't dare.
If there was a bowl of fruit sitting around the other side of the register at McDonald's, you wouldn't just reach over and be like, "Yo, can I have that lemon?"
I had these two young girls, 22, I think, this last weekend, walk in, stick their hand, ask me for Jameson and a pickleback. And I'm sorry, for all those out there that are drinking Jameson and pickleback, there's something wrong with you.
Hey, fuck you, dude. I like
Whiskey and a
picklebacks.
pickleback, well, you're fucking weird. Whiskey and a pickleback is strange. I'm
I
sorry.
like pickle juice.
Yeah, sure. I get it with vodka or even gin. With whiskey?
No.
Why would you? That's just weird. It's just fucking weird. I'm sorry. I don't turn my nose up at much. I tried it. So I'm going to say, just like haggis, just like,
Oh God, haggis.
you know.
I think that's totally different than a pickleback.
No, it's
A
not.
pickleback
Because
is
I
just
tried
pickle
it
juice.
before I formed an opinion. I didn't turn my nose up to it until I tried it, and I said, wow, that shit sucks. Just like Menudo. I tried it twice even. That shit sucks. I am not putting that in my mouth. It's garbage. You drinking picklebacks? Yeah.
Yeah, I like
Yeah.
pickle juice. I like
Put
pickles.
it with vodka.
I
or
like
gin,
pickle juice.
and then that's cool. Would you do rum in a pickle black? Pickle black.
Pickle black. No.
Would you do rum in a
Most
pickle-
definitely not in a pickle black, but maybe in a pickle back.
Would you-
Maybe, but
what
I'm not
about-
really a rum fan anyways.
What about rum and Nickelback?
No, that sounds like the worst night ever. Sounds like not only do I have a hangover, but I have to listen to shitty music while
By
I
the
get
way,
one.
Did Chad Kroger ever make it as a wise man?
I don't think he did.
Just curious.
I think he failed miserably.
Back on subject, these two chicks decide they need whiskey pickleback, and I'm like, bah. But I'll pour it for you, of course. I'll take your money. And as I turned my back to, I think, get them water, because I gave them their drinks first because I knew exactly what they wanted. I'm like, all right, you need booze. I'll give you some booze. And then I turn around and get them water. As I come back with the water, they got a little pile of lemons smushed up in front of them on the bar. So it's not just that they reached into my jar of lemons that I had to throw out because I don't know where their grubby ass hands have been.
Well, yeah, it's a health issue. It's not just a health. It's a fucking. It's an infuriating health issue because, yeah, I don't come over to your house.
I
and
wash
just,
my hands a dozen
Yeah.
times an hour or better.
A lot of people don't realize that we wash our hands at least 50 times a day.
Yeah, my hands are beat because the typical soap that we use, this isn't like that nice, comfy Dial.
Yeah, we're not
soap
using oil of Olay.
Or the
Oil of Olay, yeah, that's what it is.
What's the softens hands while you do dishes bullshit? Yeah, we ain't.
Yeah,
we
that's
ain't got
oil of
that stuff.
Olay, dude.
That's oil
Or
of
it's,
Olay.
or well,
I
no,
don't
there's
think so.
Dawn.
Yeah, it seems like.
Yeah, we don't even-
I don't think oil of Olay does dish soap, man.
Yeah, I don't know. They do a lot of soap. But Dawn does a lot of soap too. I know oil
My
of
point
Olay
is,
does
you know,
too.
stick
Maybe
your
I'm
hand
wrong.
in somebody's jar and grab their olives, their cherries, their lemons, their limes, or whatever. You ask. And I typically won't even grab one for you. I'll put one on a spear, I'll put one on a stick to hand to you so you can take it. Because I'm assuming you probably want to squeeze it into your drink.
You want to
Not
express
just
it into your
grab
drink?
it, mash it, and then leave it like in a pile of fucking fruit shit.
Well, that
on
begs
my
the question.
bar top.
What the fuck were
'Cause
they
then I
doing
gotta
with
clean
it?
that up too.
Yeah, that begs the question. What the fuck were they actually doing with it? That it was smashed on the bar. I mean, they just pick it up and go.
I'm not
"Ah,"
sure if
like
they
this-
were mashing them into the drink or if they took the shots real quick and then ate the lemon as a. But they didn't like eat the fruit. If
That's what
anything,
I was saying
you
because
know.
it'd be pretty obvious if they
Like if I
actually
eat a piece
ate
of
it.
fruit, like there's nothing left but the rind. Because I'm
Right.
gonna eat the actual fruit. But a lot of people, you know, they just kind of bite and get the juice out of it, and then leave that soggy, gnawed-on piece of shit rind and pulp laying on your bar top
Were
for
they
you to
missing?
clean or for me to clean.
Yeah, were they missing any teeth? Because lemon is really
No.
bad for your teeth.
No, they definitely had teeth.
Okay, so basically what we're saying is they obviously had no idea what the fuck they were doing, and they put their grubby hands in your lemons.
did say
and
they
here's
were
another
22.
thing. Here's a public
I
service
did say
announcement.
that they were 22. So
Right,
no,
right.
No, of course they didn't know what they were doing.
Fair enough. I mean, there are some women who are 22 that know what they're doing for the most part, who actually know how to drink out of bars, usually because they had a fake ID when they were like 18 or 19. But despite
rare.
despite that,
rare.
despite that point, it is rare. But here's the thing: here's a public service
quite rare.
announcement for everyone listening to this. Is the moment you start putting your hands that are unwashed in any sort of fruit, it starts decaying immediately from the oils in your hands, which then makes the rest of the fruit go bad throughout the rest of the shift. So you're actually poisoning you could be potentially, not necessarily, but you could be potentially poisoning other people that come up to that fucking bar. So just don't do it.
Swipe
And plus,
throughout the whole
you'll
damn
probably
jar
get
of
kicked
lemons.
out. Yeah,
Wash the jar, got new lemons.
and that's always fun. You know how much you love
It was a
cutting new
pain in the
lemons.
ass.
Yeah.
It was 10:30 on a Saturday night. I had
Oh, yeah.
better things to do. I really wasn't that far from closing that side of my bar down, but I couldn't continue serving those, and I needed new shit. So, you know,
That's the way I say just say
lather,
fuck it.
rinse, repeat.
Lather, rinse, and repeat. Yeah, what a pain in the ass. Also, last week we were talking. Last night, no, wasn't last night. Sure as hell feels like it. It's been a long week. But last week we were also talking about the DMV, and I kind of want to retract something I said about the DMV, and here's why. And there's just two separate things about this. There's the Washington State DMV, or the DOL, and then there is the Colorado State DMV, or DOL. Now here's the deal.
4 separate entities.
Exactly. 4 separate entities. I went over to the DMV over in West Seattle in Washington. I had stayed over at my sister's the night before because I thought it would be a good idea to save a little bit of money, and she wanted me to come over and we hung out and did whatever.
Cool story, bro.
Yeah, cool story, bro. Anyways, it's really close by, so I could walk down the street. Hey, thanks for whatever you're trying to do. I don't know what you're trying to do there, but thanks for telling me it was a cool story.
Keep on task, Moffat.
Yeah, I got this. I gotta tell you, I go into the DMV. There's almost nobody there. This is 1 o'clock on a Friday. They were super fucking nice. The guy at the main counter was really friendly, really nice to me. I sat down for maybe 6 minutes, got to go talk to the lady at the counter. She said, "Oh, it's suspended out in Colorado, but we'll give it to you here anyways. We'll go ahead and renew it for you. Just get it fixed in 45 days. I go back to my seat, go over, get my picture taken. She laughs and jokes with me for 5 minutes, and I'm out of there. I'm out of there in a total of 18 minutes. So,
Boom.
you know what? The DMV in Washington,
Not so bad, huh?
I've got no problems. Like they actually have a sign in the front that says,
told
"We
you,
will
man.
do our best to do whatever we
Trick
can
is just
for
don't
you."
go to the one in downtown Seattle. No one I ever knew ever went to the one downtown. It used to be there were several in throughout the city. I think there were 5 or 6.
Right.
When I got my first license, I got it at Greenwood. Greenwood's been going about 10 years.
Yeah.
And, now the north end, you're going deep. You're going all the way to Linwood. Now, I went... Oh, there is one in Shoreline. The Shoreline one is a lot harder to get in and out of, I'll tell you that, though.
Right.
I'd rather drive the extra 10, 15 minutes and be bing, bang, boom at Linwood and then be back. Because really from North Seattle, even from Ballard, Linwood's like 40 minutes. It's
Yeah.
going to take me that long to get to and fro in West Seattle either. So,
Well, I gotta tell you the one in West Seattle. I mean, I was impressed.
but I don't have to worry about bridges going up and downtown traffic and rerouting of this and that and the other thing and the fucking tunnel that isn't.
the little tunnel that couldn't.
The little tunnel that can't.
The little tunnel that can't do
Little
shit.
tunnel that can't.
Is that thing
dude.
stuck again? I haven't even looked at it. I mean, I want to take a look.
Hasn't moved in.
No, they said they got it unstuck. It just hasn't gone forward yet again. Nah, don't ask me. I don't believe it. I don't believe
spin they
it.
put on that, isn't it? Dude, they dug this damn thing
you used
in,
drill
and then they had to go
spin.
dig in front of it manually to get it out so they could fix it.
So it can keep going
So this
through.
fucking drill that had only been made to do one certain fucking job, and the only time it had ever been built.
Well,
It's
here's
just a-
okay. So here's the thing: is
This thing is a cat's ass trophy, if there ever were some.
what they ran into was actually a pipe that they'd used down there for a survey probe that somebody had been lazy about.
Probe.
Yeah, they're probing. They're probing Seattle, and they put this probe down there.
They're probing an Indian burial ground. That's why the whole thing's going to shit, man.
That means the whole. That
They
means
are
the
digging.
whole
It is
city.
just 100% bad juju. That whole thing, you will never catch me in that tunnel. I don't give a fuck. There is no way I will ever get in a car and get in that tunnel. It's 1.8 miles long, 2 lanes each way with no turnouts. What
Yeah.
happens when there's a car fire halfway in the middle of that damn thing?
Well, you're
Do you know how long it will take to get a fire truck or even a tow truck in there to get the son of a bitch out? It's the worst idea we've had since we did a 2-lane each way with no turnouts bridge called the 520 about 60 years ago. And they've clearly learned a lot. Clearly, they've learned a lot.
Well, they're building
gonna
it.
do the same
Aren't they building a
thing
whole new bridge?
through the heart of the city?
They're
Oh,
building
yeah.
a whole new bridge.
That new 520 is almost together.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not saying it's complete and it'll be ready to go, but I went across and back a couple weeks back, and the bridge is almost together. Now, for anybody that doesn't know the area, it's a 3.8 mile long stretch of road and across a lake. That's a pretty healthy bridge. We're only talking about a few football fields apart from connecting. Now, who knows how much longer it's going to take? But what I hear is they're going to be ahead of projection, which is nice because that doesn't happen hardly ever. It'll be way over budget, but it'll be ahead of schedule. And that's almost more important than the budget because the money starts coming back in as soon as the damn thing's open.
Yeah, well, at least it's getting done, right? Anyways, back to the point. So DMV in Washington, totally dug it. DMV out in Colorado, fuck them. They can eat a dick. They're still pulling the same bullshit, same crap that I don't want to talk about, but total
But
bunch
is
of
that
crap.
the DMV or the DOL
Both.
in Colorado?
It's a combination of both. And I've been trying to jump through hoops to get that piece of shit fixed, and it's just not going to happen for right now. Memes last week. I hate
don't have
them.
anything more to say about memes.
I still hate them. I'm always going to hate them.
Yeah.
You post a meme underneath here, I'm going to kill you, or at least flame you.
In
I'll
summary,
tell you, go
my
fuck
feelings
yourself.
on memes are people take very serious subjects and trivialize them into one picture with an 8 to 15 word caption,
And a picture of a cat.
and it's just bullshit.
Yep.
It hurts sometimes when you see serious things that matter. And I made the joke last week, heroin be like. And we kind of giggled on that. And I think that's funny in its own right, but it's real sad too. And anybody's ever known anybody that's dealt with heroin or someone that's had some serious addiction like that, that shit ain't funny. You know?
I mean, it's funny, but not in that context.
That's not funny.
Yeah,
it's
not
just
in
not
that
that
context.
fucking funny.
Yeah.
It's not one picture and some stupid caption funny. You know?
Because both things are completely
People
unrelated.
miss the subject.
Yeah, they're
And what you were
unrelated
saying, and what you were saying, and really what we were both saying is one well-educated and well-constructed argument could sit next to one funny picture and caption about the same thing, and the funny picture caption meme, whatever, is going to get all the attention, and a lot of people are going to take that in, and that was their news for the day.
That's it. That's all I got.
That was their education on the matter.
Yeah, because they're fucking
That
stupid.
was how much they
Because
cared
they're
to
fucking
learn
stupid and fucking memes are
about
bullshit.
the issue.
I'm just going to say it. I'm going to stop talking about it because it's
that's
actually
what
pissing me
sucks
off
about
talking about it.
memes. So this week it's your topic. It's your turn.
Is
What
it
do
my
you got?
turn? Oh, yeah, it is my turn. Okay, so the industry topic of the week. And I had an original one. I completely forgot it, which is actually silly. It shows how busy I've been that I need to write things down. That could be a major problem of mine. But that's personal. This is more along the lines of the industry, since it's my industry
Just
topic.
write
of
it
the
on your
week.
forehead backwards, and then when you look in the mirror, you'll be like, "Oh yeah, that."
Yeah, but then that's a bad idea.
That's a great idea.
Actually, I was, you know, it's fucked up.
I'll write it on
I was
your
actually
forehead
thinking about it. I was like,
backwards.
hey, maybe that might be a good idea. I'm gonna go with my secondary, which I was originally thinking about doing, and this is an industry issue, obviously, since it's the first issue of the night. People, massive drug abuse in restaurants, and this is not just in your smaller establishments. It's not just in your midline establishments. It's all establishments, and it happens.
You're talking about staff
Staff use, or
Alcohol, drug
even
abuse.
whether it can range from the owners to management to
yeah,
staff
but
to anyone.
employee. I mean, yeah. No, staff is still. I mean,
It depends.
To me, an owner is still. Yeah, I mean, from the naked side of things, from the consumer side of things, you know, the owner's part of staff. I mean, they're still
Right. The
Yeah, you're
consumers-
talking about the business side of things being intoxicated and unable to
most
perform.
of the time, and it's
Enable.
they're able to perform. I mean, most people are able to perform their jobs. Most
How
customers
well, though? Sometimes it's not so good.
exactly, and you know, most of the time the customer doesn't see it. All they see is they got a bad experience, or sometimes they got a great experience and the person was screwed up anyways. And I can't pinpoint any side of the house, any part of
Oh, no.
a restaurant that is
No,
specifically
everybody's
into it.
culpable in that. I mean,
I mean, a lot of times
you
it's
know.
just a kitchen in a place, or sometimes it's just a wait staff in a place, or sometimes it's really just the bartenders. And it does kind of change whether it's a nightclub, a restaurant, a chain restaurant, or like a dive or anything else.
Well, I'll tell you what, the different weapon of choice, drug of choice, if you will, I think it gears to each branch of service there. Now, I think behind the bar, you're probably going to get the highest abuse of alcohol on shift. That makes sense. They have access.
And you're,
Servers
you're
aren't
also
gonna get
expected
quite-
to know everything about it.
That's right. Now you get to the back of the house. I think you're going to more likely see more, illicit drugs, whatever they
Whether
may
it's
be.
weed, whether it's cocaine. I mean, there's a lot
That's
of
right.
cocaine that
That's
goes to
right.
restaurants.
Yeah.
There's just
And
tons and tons
there's
and tons
a
of it.
lot, yeah.
And I can't.
And I never got past the first time I realized that the dishwasher I worked with at one place was doing blow. I thought, how the hell do you have the money for this?
Doesn't need it half the time.
He was, I was probably ignorant to the fact that he was probably in on a relatively big package.
He was
and
probably
he didn't
selling
pay
it.
very much for a lot of it. Yeah, I'm sure that's what it was.
I mean, those guys can't afford to live off a
Like
dishwasher's
I said,
wage.
that was a once upon a time thing. You know, as the well-seasoned chicken that I am, I've seen it enough times. I'm not surprised when I see a manager or an owner or even the dishwasher putting a little up their nose. And you can always tell when somebody's got the sniffles, just a little too much, but they're still very energetic. And their eyes have that certain glow. It's pretty easy.
It's simple. It's easy to pick
It's
up.
pretty easy.
Well, the thing is, I guess a lot of people don't see it.
They don't know what they're looking for.
Well, from a normal, I'd say,
The other perspective is that
citizen's point of view, you aren't exposed to it as much as especially people in the restaurant industry are, even if you don't do it in the restaurant industry, you start to notice really quick what people are on, especially behind the bar or on the floor.
Maybe I was going to say
depending on the
other
establishment. Once
perspective
again,
for me is that you don't always. I mean, you get a few seconds with your server, waiter, bartender, or whomever, and that's not where you're looking back at a menu, maybe across at the person you're with or next to the person you're sitting next to. If you're sitting at a table 4, you're looking across at a couple people back and forth. You want this? I was thinking about that. You want it? Yeah, okay, good. And we're going to get one of those. And you look up and you look at them for a couple of seconds and you look away. How much are you really going to notice? I mean, I think it's the blinders are on. Because people are out having a good time, they're trying to get intoxicated to at least to a degree. I mean, most people, you figure even in a restaurant, people are going out. Let's say the table for 4, it's 2 couples, they're sitting down. They're probably each going to have at least a glass of wine. Or two beers, a couple of drinks.
Oh yeah, I mean,
probably.
when was the last time you went out and didn't have a glass of wine?
Invariably, they're going to have one, and that's to cut loose and kind of take it easy. Here we go. They're not trying to pay attention to what the hell you're doing and what you got going on. They're not looking at your face.
Well, they don't give a fuck, dude. They just want you to get them their food,
and they really
talk to them for a
have
second, have a good time. It's their deal.
It's always nice when somebody does, and they ask you, how are you? How's your day? What's going on with you?
It's not like somebody's going to come be like,
great.
yo, man, are you on coke? You on blow right now?
You also got to be willing.
What's your deal? You going to be serving me food? You cooking that shit too?
Hey, how are you today? To just say, I'm fine, thank you, and let it go, because that's really all they want. You know, a lot of times I see people that are working and somebody asks them that sort of a question. They go into the diatribe. You don't really want everything. They don't want to know.
No, they don't want to hear your dissertation.
They don't want to hear what's
your
going
fucking
on with
cat
your sister's
died.
kids. They don't want to know nothing about it. They don't give a shit.
And they especially don't want to hear that you were popping heroin pills up your butt like 2 hours ago.
No.
But
No.
it does. That shit does happen.
I hear slamming. It's the way to go. I don't know.
I've never tried it.
Never tried it. Yeah. Definitely.
Actually, no, wait, that's not true. So, and this wasn't because.
Ooh, this is juicy.
Well, yes, it was. And
Oh,
not
man,
not
don't
to be
even
terribly
go there.
disgusting about this.
That's just
But
bad.
this was
That's just wrong,
because
dude.
I was sick. I was very sick. I had bronchitis.
Was that before or after?
Both. So I had bronchitis, but I was also throwing up a lot, and so I couldn't keep the pills I was supposed to take down. So I had to shove them up my butt. It happens, dude. If you can't keep them down, you're not going to get better.
Well, I was just going to make sure. I didn't know if you knew analgesic meant you put it in your mouth.
It does.
It's
not anal, not analgesic.
Okay, just making sure you knew.
No, I can read. I definitely I know what I'm talking about. It's technically called a suppository.
Yeah, that's the term.
It is a term. So instead of being able to take these the antibiotics,
You cornhole them.
yeah, that is the not appropriate term. I don't think I've heard a
I
doctor.
think it's pretty appropriate.
I don't think I've ever heard of it. I don't think I've ever heard of a doctor
pretty accurate,
ask me
too.
to cornhole my medicine.
Right.
It's like, so son,
That's
I'm
because they have
sorry
a certain level of
sorry
decorum.
you're feeling so sick to your stomach. You're
Listen.
gonna have to cornhole this medicine.
Yeah, they sugarcoat the pills so they don't have. Yeah,
Yes,
So they
which
don't
is
have
why it's
to.
called
Yeah,
a
exactly.
suppository.
Yeah.
You got to use that euphemistic language, right? Can't offend people. People don't like that.
They should call it a suppository.
Suppose
Suppose you stuck this up your ass.
See how it works out.
A suppository. Thank
Anyways,
you. Thank you. I'll be here all day.
And the reason I see it as a problem is because it gets way out of control and it can sink a restaurant and sink your career and sink. I mean, yes, some people do this as a career. I know it's news to so many people out there, but people do this as a career. Some people bartend for their entire lives. They open restaurants. They do other things of the sort. They are career waiters. Some waiters make over $200,000 a year if they're out in very expensive areas at very nice nightclubs or anything else.
$200,000 a year.
Some of those guys in New York make around that. Those guys are waiting on movie stars, other stuff. Their tabs are around $8,000, and they're
Their apartments are that much a month too.
yeah, pretty much. Yeah, the other ones are like, oh man, I can't afford to pay the $100
looking at a
light bill
new
this week, but
place
I'm making
and
like $200,000 a year.
I'm looking at a new place and I'm thinking, I don't know how much you people think I make, but you must be out of your goddamn minds.
I know, right?
It's getting closer and closer to the 40% mark.
Yeah.
You can't pay that for rent. You
You
pay that
could.
on a mortgage.
You could if you wanted to have absolutely no
Crazy
life whatsoever.
dog. Not paying somebody else's mortgage.
Well, look at it this way: you're single
Right?
and you don't have a wife and kids. Things might be a little bit different if you want
That's
to stay
right,
in every
ladies.
night.
I'm single.
That's right, with the face for the radio.
Face for the radio, baby.
You got it.
Come on, I could talk you to sleep. Maybe even, someplace better. So
You ever use that line, chick? I could talk you to sleep, baby. I don't think that'd work out
I
too well.
should.
You totally should.
I could talk you to sleep. Maybe into something better. Just
Good
give me a
idea.
chance.
Good
So you're
idea.
saying there's a
Brilliant things
chance.
come out of the dumbest conversations.
So you're saying there's a chance.
So, anyways, with the substances. So, anyways, with the substance abuse in restaurants, in restaurants or anywhere else,
We're back on recap. We're doing a little recap of Christopher Walken now.
there's no such thing as a recap on Christopher Walken. It's
just-
fresh
it lives
every
and
time.
breathes. It lives and breathes.
It's fresh and new every time.
It's fresh and new. It's like springtime. Oh yeah.
But only in the winter.
No, it blooms only on occasion.
That, I don't have much else to say on it. On the fact that it becomes
got nothing more on this
It
topic.
becomes a difficult industry to work in when half your staff is either not only sleeping with each other, which is a product of all the intoxication that happens, or supports an overabundance of intoxication. Now, I expect a little bit. We're basically what you're doing for your customers is you're throwing a party. So of course you're going to want to go party a bit yourself. You want to go have some fun. You want to have fun with your people on the job. But at the same time, there's a certain tipping point where it becomes incredibly unhealthy, and it can take your life and run you in circles in different ways you don't ever want it to go. And it's super easy to
true.
fall into. So
It's absolutely true.
it makes this industry actually relatively dangerous to your mental health the longer that you stay in it. And that's what I really see is a major problem. It's not just drug use in general. I don't give a fuck about drugs. I think they should be legal, all of them. We'd have less people in jail, less bullshit.
Right, but as a status quo, they're
But as a
illegal.
status quo,
Yeah, and you would never expect that even if all these drugs that I mostly agree with should be legalized, let's say they become legal. Do we get to a point where we think people can do these drugs and then their jobs? Because I don't think so.
well, it depends on the job. If you're operating if you're an air traffic controller,
Listen,
obviously you
man,
don't want
if
to be
you're
high on
high on-
cocaine.
If you're high on heroin, I don't want you making me a fucking sandwich.
Well,
I-
yeah.
I don't. There's many drugs that I don't want to be anywhere near, and I don't even necessarily think should be made legal.
I don't think that criminalizing it is the best idea, but that's a completely different topic.
The punishment on them, that's another subject. But no, I wouldn't. I'm just saying there's a lot of things. We live in a state now, and you're from another state, Colorado, where marijuana is legal. It's been medicinally
Yeah, their Department of Licensing sucks,
used
but they're
for a
for the weed.
long time now in both states. But now for recreational use. Now, understand anybody who's listening in some state where it is not and/or highly illegal. We're not saying it's okay to walk down the street, through a playground, etc., at the park, at the beach, smoking a joint, that's not okay. That's not the thing.
Well, it's the same
You
thing
have
that
to have a license to have the stuff with you. If you get pulled over and you have prescription pot, but you don't have your prescription with you, you're in a little water. Now you can get around. It's like not having your proof of insurance with you. You're going to get a slap on the wrist. You're going to pay a little something, but you're not going to pay the full fine. However, it's not legal for you to smoke in public. It's designated areas. You can go in at a lot of places where you purchase.
it's the same as cigarettes.
It's the
same as cigarettes. And you got to think about this too. Is also it's the same as
you got to be at home.
right. It's also the same as booze.
It's really the way booze is. You can't walk down the street drinking a beer.
Yeah, you can't walk through a park with a bunch of kids drinking a beer.
No.
Same difference. So
It's highly frowned upon.
Yes, and it's also illegal. You can get a ticket for it. It's a slap in the wrist.
It's
Once
more
again,
than frowned upon. You're right. It's illegal, actually.
yeah, but it's only it's also but it's only a slap in the wrist. As you said, it's a ticket. And once again, decriminalizing marijuana in this state, first off, has lowered the number of arrests significantly already.
You want one too?
Significantly already, but it's also making it so people are no longer pushed into a career as criminals. But that's completely off the subject. I think it's about that time, don't you? I think it's about the time for the Bad Booze Review.
I think it's about time for a Bad Booze Review.
And by the way, just so you guys know, this isn't because the booze is bad. It's most likely because we are absolutely terrible at reviewing pretty much anything. We're not like exactly the sharpest tools in the shed here, considering the fact that I just spilled my beer all over my fucking crotch. God damn it.
Well played.
I know, right? Want to lick it off?
So, that's a veteran move there, Moffat.
I know, right?
All right.
All right, let's see what you got for me. This
So-
week it's your turn.
This week, for Bad Booze Review, I've got Trader Joe's Rum of the Gods.
Oh, God.
It's
Oh,
a
God.
gold Barbados rum.
I am
Now,
not
if you
going
know
to feel
anything-
good tomorrow at all.
If
Oh,
you know
no.
anything, you did me up with Jägermeister Spice last week, bitch.
I know,
am
I
not
know.
trying to hear a thing.
Oh, no, now you're just trying to get back at me. Oh, I get
Oh,
it.
no, it's not
This is
about
going to go
getting-
back and
it's not
forth.
about getting
Oh, I'm
back.
going to
It's
get you
not about
good.
getting even.
I'm going to get you
Listen.
good next week, buddy.
Hey, you know, I wrestled between a couple of ideas for tonight.
Okay.
And tonight, I was a little bound for time, and I knew I was going to make one
Snap
stop.
decisions. Snap decisions.
I knew I was going to make one stop on my way here, and I better find something there. So I didn't really know what I was going to pick up when I went in. But honestly, I'm looking at it.
Come on, man. With a name like Rum of the Gods, it's got to be good.
It better be.
It better be good.
I tell you what, I don't know what I've ever had from Trader Joe's that wasn't at least all right.
Okay.
Everything I've ever had from them has always been at
Yeah, but that's usually
worst.
food. That's usually food. So we'll see how their booze
Oh.
stands up, right?
But I will throw them a nod by saying I have had a single malt scotch from
Really?
them. Now, obviously, it's something they've purchased. They've acquired this lot of product and put their name across it. I don't give a shit. That's exactly what they did here. Anybody that's not familiar with the Barbados rum, they're made from sugar cane. Barbados is the easternmost island in the Caribbean. This is pretty much what they do. There are a few countries that are most known for rum. Barbados is one of them.
It's different than a Puerto Rican.
It's quite different.
In case they've been here, Mike said it was different than a Puerto Rican rum, which is very true.
It's very different from a Puerto Rican rum. It's different from the Cuban rum.
Cuban rum, way different from the Cuban
and
rums.
a lot of people, here's a little school for you people at home. Bacardi is a Cuban product that left Cuba in the 1950s
Because of the embargo.
due to political unrest because they wanted to stay in business.
Which they did
It was
very
probably
well.
the smartest move that anybody ever made in the history of booze. They are the largest spirits holding worldwide today. So I guess getting out of Cuba when they did was a good
Let's see
move.
this bottle. Let me step
So
on it.
I've got this bottle. This is Trader Joe's Rum of the Gods. Gold.
What the fuck is that on the front? It looks like a bear crossed with Shiva, and he's dancing. A ninja's holding a bear. Holy shit!
I was going to let you find your own description of that. I didn't really want to say there's this or that or something.
But look, did you agree with that? There's
Because
a
I think we
ninja
all
holding
have
a
sort of
bear.
our own little visceral, expression of these little.
Well, he's got a fucking
it's
sword,
a really cool looking logo.
or maybe he's like maybe a conquistador, but he's carrying a bear that's roaring with a sailor. The bear has a
It's-
fucking sailor's hat on. What the hell is this shit?
It's not a conquistador. It's a conquistador.
Well, thank you for describing that. That is the weirdest fucking. That is a really cool logo. I like that, dude. You know, I'm feeling better. I haven't even tried this yet, and I'm feeling better and better about it. They got a fucking picture of a ninja carrying a bear in a sailor hat with a scarf on, that's roaring. Looks like to the plains or something with a roaring sea in the background. That's some cool shit. This isn't manly. I don't know what the fuck is.
It's rum.
It's rum.
It's good
but
enough
that's manly rum right
good
there.
enough for the pirates. It's good enough for me.
I know, right? Oh, yeah, maybe it is a pirate. He looks like a ninja because he has like that bandana on.
Yeah.
Pirate.
Yeah. I was gonna let you have the ninja thing, but
Maybe he's a ninja pirate.
I'm sorry about your parade in the rain there. But
cutlass, for
it's
sure.
Barbados, and they didn't have any ninjas.
You'd be surprised, dude. People got around. People got around back in the day. Whatever. He looks like a ninja. I'm gonna hold my ninja. So it's a ninja pirate holding a bear with a sailor's hat on. So let's try this.
So let's see what this shit tastes
pass
like.
me a pewter thing so I don't break this.
So it's rum.
So it's rum, and we'll see how it tastes. Is this spiced rum or is this normal rum?
It is not spiced.
Okay. Well, sláinte.
Prost.
Salute.
Kampai.
Man.
Damn, that's not bad.
That's pretty good, isn't it?
Yeah, as far as yeah, a little bit. I haven't
Oh, don't
drinking.
get me wrong. It's got its bite, but
I haven't drinking rum in a long time. I used to drink that shit like it was water, and so it just brings back bad memories. But it's really good.
you know what? I always dug the dark
Not
rums.
necessarily Captain Morgan.
That was me.
I was a dark rum guy. I liked Myers. Really liked Myers. once
Really?
upon a time.
See, I'm more into like, let's say, Ron
I don't know the last time I
Zacapa.
bought a bottle of Myers or had a bottle of dark rum, but I used to enjoy them. Whalers was another one. That we get
Whalers is
suckered
good
into.
rum.
Now Whalers, if you don't know, the bottle looks like a Hennessy bottle for all intents and purposes, or Courvoisier.
Yeah.
It's a skinny neck with a fat belly bottle,
Just kind
and
of
it
like
has a
I'm not
plastic
going to say it.
cartoon wrapped label around it that totally looks like shit, but it's pretty affordable rum, and on a budget, I gotta tell you, that stuff makes some wicked rum and cokes. And you just might fall over a row or two at Safeco Field while watching the game and trying to tell a story some night on that. I don't know. I'm just saying.
Not that that ever happened, right?
Not that ever happened to
Okay,
me or
okay.
somebody I was with.
That makes sense. Yeah, as far as dark rums go, I go with either Zaya or Ron Zacapa, or if I actually had the pleasure of drinking some Ron Zacapa XL recently, which is like $30-$40 a shot if you go out.
Well,
out.
this is not that.
No, not even close. But this isn't bad. I don't hate it. It's not Aunt Jemima's liquor. I don't need to put it on fucking waffles, so I'm not too upset about it.
I gotta be
Which is
honest
basically what
with you.
Jaeger
I
Spice
gotta be
was.
honest with you. It's a little better than I hoped it would be.
You hoped it'd be worse?
I kind of did. I mean, I know we say bad liquor reviews isn't about bad liquor, it's about bad reviews. And ladies and gentlemen, don't get us wrong. It'll always be about bad reviews because we're terrible at this. But the booze itself, honestly,
I don't know,
it's
man.
okay.
Give it like 10 minutes. I might get a headache because I haven't had rum in a while. If I get a headache, then it's some pretty bad booze. I just can't tell yet because I haven't had. It's gold rum, okay? So it's not.
It's gold. The rum.
That's rum. It's
is
gold.
It's gold, Jerry. It's gold.
Yeah, I gotta tell you, I'm happy with it, especially after last week when I felt like what I was drinking should be on waffles, or mixed with something that should be on waffles. I don't know. Maybe I just wanted.
chai.
Maybe I just wanted to say waffles. Oh, you said it was like chai. Like, what were you saying last
I said
week?
it
Rick?
tastes like a vanilla chai Jaeger. I think it would probably be good in hot drinks.
Might be good in coffee.
You put it in coffee or just make a tea. Just make simple tea. Just make a basic tea.
But here's the
Black
thing, man,
tea,
is I don't-
orange zinger. I don't give a shit. And then put that stuff in it.
What the fuck is an orange zinger? I've never had an orange zinger.
Orange
before.
zinger. It's just a
Berry
brand.
zinger,
It's just a kind of tea. Orange zinger, berry zinger,
Celestial seasoning.
English breakfast. Yeah, it's probably a brand's
Celestial
labeled
seasonings.
thing. He said,
Celestial
well,
seasonings tea.
whatever,
Celestial seasonings.
I mean, it's one of the. Yeah, it's one of those.
Shells and cheese.
I tell you what.
Give me another shot of this rum. I'm gonna see if like it gets worse. Yeah, last week I was trying to see if it would get better.
I don't think that Jägermeister Spice was going to get better, and that's
No, I
why
don't
that
think
shit's
it's
still
good.
in your fridge.
Yeah.
No, I drank it.
Correction.
Oh
Mike
yeah,
drank it.
our sound
Tonight.
technician drank it. Awesome. Well, man, I don't have a ton to say on this. I can't really make fun of it, other than the fact that there's a bear on the front with apparently a ninja pirate. I'm sorry, a ninja samurai pirate. Whatever the fuck you want to call it.
A ninja samurai Barbadoan pirate.
Carrying a bear. It's a fucking bear, dude. Don't try to tell me it's not a bear.
It's definitely a bear
It's wearing a scarf,
with a captain's hat
a captain's hat, and a scarf.
and the scarf and collar combo. It's not just a scarf. He's got a white collar.
Oh wait, I didn't check since I'm not holding the
Around
bottle.
that.
Is he wearing pants?
He's definitely like a pseudo sailor bear. And
he
there's a
wearing
little
pants, though?
bubble caption coming out of his mouth that is clearly a bottle with a pirate ship in it
Right.
inside the bubble. It's pretty freaking cool. It's about as big as my pinky nail, so I mean it's pretty tiny. It's easy to miss. But there is a dude, no doubt, there is a dude with a sword. That's not a samurai, but my man's a soldier. My man's a soldier, and he's picking up a bear. He looks like he's about to suplex him.
Yeah, it's all that rum, dude.
He looks like he's about to grab the guy and slam him WWF style on his back. And
Well, I hope he does.
man,
Maybe,
I'd pay to see the rest of that.
maybe he's hiding the rum. Maybe that's the deal. He's hiding the rum, so he just wants to fucking. He's like, hey bear, I'm gonna kick your ass and carry you around like a bitch if you don't.
Well,
you don't
there's
give me that
not,
rum.
no doubt, so much. The spirit calms us rum.
Well, I think that's enough on that for
Byron
now, at
Don
least.
Juan.
What do you got for us, Rick? What's your deal this week?
Well, I know it's my turn to go to the topic, but I think we need another shot.
Yeah, let's drink some more of this booze. This is a
So-
lot better than I expected, honestly.
In case you missed part of this, we're talking about Trader Joe's Rum of the Gods Gold Barbados rum. It doesn't actually say it's gold, but it's clearly an aged product. Not
I
clear.
just fucking took mine, dude. I'm sorry.
All right.
Hey, wait for the cheers there, smart gang.
I was excited about this rum. I'm not a super fan of, but I gotta tell you, it's a lot better than
I
the
have to
Jaeger
say,
Spice.
How much is it?
I had some expectations because I said before, everything I've ever had from Trader Joe's. God, I mean, I swear to God, if they start making automobiles, the big three are in trouble.
Oh shit.
Everything they make is good. I swear. I go in there and I get a sandwich, it's good. I go and I buy produce, it's good. I buy milk, cheese, eggs, orange juice. I don't care. It's on point. Their
Well,
beer
come on,
is good.
that's milk, cheese,
Here's the
eggs, and
deal.
orange juice. I mean, like, who the fuck fucks that up?
Whatever. They make good wine. They make pretty good booze. I've had a single malt from them. It was pretty tasty. This stuff, this is pretty. I gotta say, I'm pretty pleased with it, and I'm
Well, you
almost
bet-
a little displeased with it, if I must say, because I know the segment is called "Bad Liquor" or "Bad Booze Reviews," and we profess that our reviews are what stinks, not the booze. But I kind of thought this booze wouldn't be that great. I mean, give me fairness. This
Yeah, well, how much was it?
It was an $8 bottle of booze.
See, that's bullshit because I paid like what, $30 for that bottle of fucking Jägermeister Spice.
Well, man, you need to shop around.
Well, you know, the fucked up part is I did actually
Bad
end up
shopper.
drinking.
I've never given you a mess of money and saying go to the store and get us some booze. You don't come back with a whole mess of Jägermeister Spice, and that shit's gonna suck. And you're gonna take all the money.
I'd only do that to piss you off.
I'm
but
telling you.
I gotta tell you, so
I bought this shit. It was $8. Now, granted, we live in Washington, and so there's a $2.83 tax on every single liter before sales tax. So it's a $12 bottle going out the door. But if you live in most states in the union, it's probably only a $9 to $10 bottle.
fair enough, and that's what pisses me off because what pisses me off even more is the fact that I never actually got to use the rest of that Aunt Jemima's booze. As I'm calling it right now. Although Aunt Jemima should
Mike
make
drank
booze.
it tonight.
I drank all of it before then though.
Yeah, but it's
I just
sat
came
there
home
in
and
the
really
fridge.
hammered one night. And I was like,
Yeah.
do I have anything in the fridge? I had a shitload of Rainier. And I was like,
Yeah,
I got this spicy, which isn't spicy at all. Aunt Jemima's, so I'll drink Jägermeister Spice.
You spin. It's terrible.
Well, I was gonna get up in the morning and put it on waffles, but once again, I think I just like saying waffle. Waffle's a good word.
Douche waffle is a really good word. It's a compound word. I know.
That's an amazing word.
Love douche waffle.
You know, waffle is almost as good as the word fuck because you can use it in so many different things. Like you waffle on this, it means you go back and forth. Like I'm waffling on what I want to do right now, or you'd be like, it's a waffle. Waffles
so is
are
a douche waffle.
And a douche waffle
between the
is
idea
like
of being clean or not, because that's awful. Awful.
Awful.
Awful.
That's an awfully weird way to waffle, dude.
That's an awful waffle.
Awful waffle. Okay, so what were you thinking? What's your bitch of the week?
You know, I've noticed I'm a native here in Ballard and Seattle and north end of Seattle. And,
Right.
And I lived 3
Whereas
years in
I'm a
Los
transplant.
Angeles. I lived in 3 years in Los Angeles in my mid-20s. And I really felt quite at home a lot of that time.
Over in Los Angeles,
When I
right?
lived in downtown Los Angeles, I was on Burlington and 11th. It's like Pico Union. It's about 7 blocks west of Staples Center.
See, I don't know what
was
the
in
fuck that
middle
is. I've never
of
been
an
there.
El Salvadorian Mexican gang war in a neighborhood known as Little Central America. It wasn't exactly pleasant. However, I had neighbors that made me feel pretty at home, and there were a lot of days there that were really just cool. It was easy.
Well, sure, because
I
you're
was at
not
home.
a Mexican
It was-
gangster, so why would they be even
but it
slightly?
was still a melting pot. See, that neighborhood, you got to understand that town, that part of town, the neighborhood turns really quickly. You go just a few blocks west of there, and I mean like 5 blocks tops, and you're on the outside of Koreatown. And so Los Angeles is the greatest melting pot in the world. There's 183 nations represented in LA proper. So I don't really care where you're living,
See, I always thought that
unless
was
you're
New York.
living in a really affluent, which is generally, sad to say, generally a white part of town. You're going to get a great mix of people. And that's all I ever really wanted. I grew up in Ballard when it was mostly Scandinavian, and everybody's last name was Larson or Olafson or Hartvigson or somethingson, and
Something son like Danielson.
somethingson. And
Danielson.
my time down there was great because it showed me a lot of difference in life that I kind of always wanted to see. Now, as I said, I generally felt pretty comfortable and at home by and large down there, particularly when I moved to West LA and I got to a place where my building, we had Mexicans, Puerto Ricans, El Salvadorians, Brazilians, Laotian, Chinese, Japanese, Vietnamese, Thai, German, Hungarian, Italian,
Wow, that's a lot of people.
Argentinian. We had a 20-unit complex.
With 20 different races.
My goodness, it was at least half were different. I mean, I think we had 10 different ethnic walks.
That's a
living in a
hell of
20-unit
a
complex.
That's a hell of a melting pot. You must have had a lot of like mixed race babies going on in there.
Don't ask, don't tell. It was marvelous.
Don't ask, don't tell. It's
I
like
really,
something you
I
couldn't possibly
really
not see.
liked it. What I am not liking right now about my neighborhood of birth and growth, Ballard, Northwest Seattle, Washington, is there are a lot of people that have moved here professionally
Right.
that have failed to take any sort of appreciation in what existed here before them.
Well, I have a question. So, how could they possibly when they don't know? I mean, I'm from out of state. I have been in.
Why would you not want to know? Why would you not? I see. That's what I don't get. The attitude that, well, it's just not right there,
But whoa,
waving
hold on.
itself in
that's,
my face.
That's people in general. Like most people don't give a shit about
I
who
wanted
has
to
been where.
find out the
whether,
history that was in front of me where I moved to. I don't get why somebody wouldn't want to know something about. Why would you want to know about where you're from, right? Why wouldn't you not want to know about where you're going?
Well, I do, but once again, we're talking about people who are not particularly similar. How to put this in the most non-arrogant way possible? Is people who are not similar to us. I find it absolute. I have an absolute interest in history, in other people's history, in my history, in the history of a place. I am interested in the history of Ballard. I found out that Ballard was basically annexed by Seattle because they wanted the locks. And so what Seattle did is they cut off the power to Ballard. And so Ballard was fucked on power, so they finally conceded and became part of Seattle. That's why you see all the free Ballard things.
For anyone
a lot
that
of people
doesn't
don't
know
understand
what
that.
the locks are a canal system where boats come in 40 feet lower on sea level and get a wall put up behind them, water pumped in to where their boat comes up to level of fresh water, and then they clear the front wall into our freshwater, Lake Union, Lake Washington, the canal.
And the
Boating
truth
and
is-
maritime industries is a major part of commerce in this city, as in a lot of cities. And you know what? People that move from boating, people that move from transport, they learn and they adapt in their new community. And
Right.
something about this new wave of professionals in Seattle has caused people to not really
Well,
seem
hold on.
to care
They aren't boaters.
about what existed.
Well, of course they don't give a
What
shit.
existed,
You're
excuse
talking about people from whether it's rural America or they're from another city, such as New York or LA. Doesn't matter where the fuck they're from. The thing is, they're not coming here to learn about the boating industry or do anything else. They're coming here to go work at Amazon, Microsoft, anywhere else. Ballard is a new neighborhood that is coming up, and most of the locals don't give a shit. They don't want these people necessarily around, but it's going to happen anyways. It's basically like the transition from Hell's Kitchen, which used to be an absolute ghetto in New York, to one of the most affluent places in New York. And so, but I understand what you're saying. It's just you can't expect that much. I feel like even despite the fact that you've been in this industry for 13 years, you're expecting a little bit more out of people than
I've
what
been
they're
in-
willing to
I've
give.
been in this industry 20 years.
Well, I mean, being behind the bar for 13 years. I'm not talking about being in this
14.
industry. 14 years. I think you got a year on me because I took a year off.
And I maybe can't count the 2 years before that I was behind the bar as a barback,
Right.
but I was.
Behind the bar.
I'm 34. I'll be 35 in about a month and a half, 2 months. And
I
I've
just
been
turned
working
35.
behind the bar since I was 19. And life is different. Things are different. The economy's different. Travel is different.
But people are just as stupid.
But people are just as
They're just as
stupid.
fucking stupid. And that's the thing. That's what I'm saying. Is people
Dear God,
enjoy
would
their
you actually
ignorance.
move somewhere else and not consider anything about the history of the place you went?
Me personally, no.
Well,
Of course I would. I've always considered the history here.
Thank you.
As I said, I learned the fact. I learned why Ballard got annexed. I know that the locks are a huge integral part to this entire city. As a matter of fact, they're one of the biggest money makers because that's the only way to get into that Interbay area.
I want to clarify and say I don't want people to stop coming here. I'm not the local that doesn't want new people, new blood, growth, etc. A place that stays the same dies.
Exactly.
A place without growth is a place with death and decay.
Yeah, just don't be assholes about it.
But when you go somewhere, when you move somewhere,
If nobody heard Mike,
When setting
I think he
up a
said it
new
right.
asshole.
Yeah, he
when
said, "Don't be an
setting up
asshole
a new
about it."
community within existent community, maybe,
So just maybe,
just
just maybe.
have a thought to consider what was there before you, because every day you look up and the sun's rising in the east, and then at night so is the moon, and the next day so is the sun. But that doesn't mean that the earth and its axis move around you. That's just dumb luck.
Oh, come on. You have to admit, that's most people, though. Most people don't give a shit. They don't care. They see what's there right in front of them right now, and that's it. And not, I mean, I don't feel like it's a good idea.
Most people bought Snuggies. Most
Now I think you're full of shit. I don't think most people bought Snuggies.
made Kangaroo Jack the #1 movie in America for 3 fucking weeks in 2004. I get that's 11 years ago, but I won't ever let that one down.
What the fuck is Kangaroo Jack?
Exactly. All right. So enough with that topic. Let's have us another shot.
Yeah, let's figure this out.
I feel like this Rum of the Gods may be very appropriately named.
Yeah, it is. It's cheap.
I'm really enjoying this. The gods, I mean, listen, if they're gods, they're old, they're dead. They can't have any income. So money's got to be kind of an issue, right?
Oh God.
So I'm going to
it's just
say,
kind of cheap.
here's this
They're just a little
beautiful,
cheap.
Here's this beautiful rum at $8 a bottle plus tax.
Oh wow! So it went from acceptable to beautiful. Although I have to admit, it is kind of beautiful for the
It's
amount of cost.
beautiful. It's getting on me. It's working on me. We're halfway through this bottle, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh,
and
we
I
are
gotta tell
halfway
you,
through this bottle.
Well, there's 3 of us.
There is 3 of us, but that's
we're-
half a bottle between 3 people.
4 or
within-
5 shots in each. Now, if you don't know, you better ask somebody. And if you don't have Trader Joe's in and around your city,
in
or
on
township.
around your presence.
then you again should ask somebody.
And you
Call,
find them
make it happen. Yeah, Trader Joe's is pretty rad, and I seem to like most of the things they produce. I know a lot of the times they're just putting their name on something that was produced for them, and ain't nothing wrong with that. I'm sure that's the case here.
Well, at least it
somebody
doesn't
made this
suck.
rum that
Yeah.
said, "Wow, I'd really like to sell it to somebody that's got a whole bunch of distribution," and Trader Joe said, "Pick me, pick me, pick me." So, I don't really know what else I got to say about this booze other than I highly recommend picking some up. Was pretty critical last week of the Jägermeister Spice, and I make no promises to next week because, I've drunk
Because my choice.
a lot of nights
It's
away
it's my choice next
with
week.
the Moffat, and generally my man drinks Guinness and Jameson
But you have to admit, when we're hanging
and
out,
occasionally some tequila or even a lighter beer like Rainier. But
I'm drinking a Rainier right now.
he's trying to buy a bottle for us to do a little tasty taste with. And
Well, something-
here's
here's the
so
thing, it's
far,
like-
my man is 0 for 1, and I think I'm 1 for 1 because I'm getting around score.
All right,
and I
fine.
wasn't
So,
going for
so
1 for
you know
1.
what? Fuck you.
Just want
Yeah.
everybody
Okay.
to
Fine.
know.
So you're 1 for 1.
I wasn't looking to win this one.
I know you're looking
I
to.
actually thought I
The
was
thing
picking a
is,
shitty
you were
bottle
trying.
of booze.
That's what's so fucking funny about
But
it
I'm
because you were
so
trying
money-
to lose this one. That's
I'm
the whole
so
point.
money, baby. Am I picking a bottle of
Oh,
booze?
Rick. Oh,
I'm
you're
so good.
You're so money. You don't
I'm
even know
so
it.
money.
You don't even know it.
Well, clearly,
oh my god.
I don't because I
Awesome.
picked a really
Fucking
gorgeous bottle
awesome.
of booze and it only cost us $12.
Yeah, it cost us $12, and mine
And by
cost
us, I mean
us
me.
$30 fucking
You
dollars.
paid $30 for a shit ass bottle
For
of
fucking
Jägermeister
syrup.
Spice
For
that you
fucking
still
syrup
had in
and
your fridge
booze.
about an hour and a half ago. Mike
Oh
over
come
here
on! You gotta be
relieved you of
gotta
it.
be well. Yes, you relieved me of it, and I
It
was.
was like half a shot.
It was
Yeah, it
a
was
half
like-
a shot.
As I said, I drank the rest of it. I decided to come
You
home.
ain't got a
and
lot to kick it.
I didn't even make waffles for it. I was all talking about
Did
waffles.
you make douche waffles for it?
I met some douche waffles and then I drank it.
That's not the same thing.
No, it's not. How in God's name do you possibly even make douche waffles in the first place? That's fucking disgusting, dude.
So I'm gonna go ahead. There's a 3-person panel in here. I think this is pretty good. Mike, what do you think?
I dig it.
Thumbs up.
Mike's got a big old fat thumbs up, and he slammed it in the door today, so it's a giant fucking thumbs up. Chris, he's just got a regular thumbs up. He's not that big a fan.
The foot.
No, I'm a totally
He's
jerking
got a
off
big
this.
right hands up and down and
You
up
got
and
it.
down and up and down.
I
He
keep
likes it a
throwing booze
lot.
in my crotch. This is really this is disappointing. Honestly, here's what I'm gonna say about the Barbados rum, which is apparently the god's bee's knees to rum. I don't know what the fuck to call it. You know what? You got a cool label. You got a fucking dude on the front who's
You
apparently
gotta read the labels.
you got a dude who's a
You
pirate.
gotta read the labels.
You got a guy who's a pirate on the front who's carrying a bear in a fucking sailor hat. It's manly as shit.
Where's
It
he
tastes
taking
good.
the bear?
I don't know. Is a bear wearing pants?
Why is there a bear in Barbados? Is it Barbados?
What?
That was El Torre.
See, okay, so I was that was LT.
that was probably the worst gay joke I ever made.
Well, I was gonna make a
Cut that out.
Barbados.
So,
Rawr.
so shut up. Okay,
Ladies
so
and gentlemen, thank you for listening to this damn industry podcast. I'm Rick Ballard.
and I'm Chris.
We thank you. Please listen again. Please don't let this be the last time. I swear to God, we'll be better.
I swear to God, we won't beat any whores next
We
time.
will be better. But we love you and we thank you. And
Keep
we
those
look forward
comments
to you
coming.
listening to us in the future so we can keep the dream alive. Thanks.
Peace.